address the audience with us?
So, thank you very much. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So, first of all, I would like to thank the complete learning fraternity here, who has invested a complete day of their time to have discussion on very interesting topics since morning. Um, Having said that, let us today in my session, let us talk about a standard structure with which we can understand AI. These days, this is a very common term. ये artificial intelligence है, or this is robotics. So AI is to the teachers and professors and researchers like us. However, it is also very important for us to understand the segmentation of AI which is done. The segmentation of AI in terms of healthcare industry, the segmentation of AI into manufacturing industry, the segmentation of AI into computing industry and whatnot. So here we will today in few minutes speak about what AI is all about, in who can be a laborer to the expert or CEO of an organization. Everybody is impacted with this in positive note, in negative note, and in technological disruption also, which is happening in the industry. And that's where AI researcher reported by McKinsey Global Institute in January 2020. Now, this 13 trillion is a projected value of every person to understand the AI in correct format. So, as I said, AI is for not only for computer engineers but for all people, everybody in day-to-day use, and we all are knowingly and unknowingly using this artificial intelligence. It works at all segments, in everywhere. You travel by flight, there has been some techniques deployed by AIs. Today you go to a grocery store, to malls. AI has a lot of value created in every industry, and this value is step by step doing a lot of research and increase. It doesn't mean that automation or AI will take over. That's the highest or the most known myth in the industry. We will have to understand AI in a correct way, is which basically says that artificial intelligence in a normal segment and in a research or technological segment has two important variations. So these two types of AIs are ANI and AGI. ANI is artificial narrow intelligence. Now, artificial narrow intelligence has done lot of progress, and whatever we experience today is ANI. It may be Alexa, it may be Siri, it may be Netflix, it may be anything which we are using in day-to-day life. All of it is coming from ANI techniques. However, AGI, which is the myth, which is artificial general intelligence, has not made much of progress. However, that's promising. And that's where it talks about emotions into computers, emotions into robotics, and doing day to day tasks. So, ideally, we will put ANI and AGI. Let us first take a standalone case study, two things which we exclusively use in retail industry. These are not necessity but a luxury. uh, experience, I would say, not luxury, but an experience. It could be an employee experience, it could be a customer experience, it could be entertainment experience, it can be anything. And that's where we talk about smart speakers, we talk about self-driving cars, we talk about web researchers, and we also talk about creating machines and training them to do a particular task. That's not what AI has been into the industry. That's something which is a value add, which is given to the current industry. It could be an automated tractor, it could in the fields, or it could be an automated machine who is helping a person to chop the onions. It can be anything, and that's where ANI comes into the picture, which will help you to ease your day-to-day tasks, which will give you an experience in working and having an automation environment. And that field or that segment has made huge progress. However, the second type, which is AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which is the prime goal of all the research scientists who are working and doing a lot of research in various domains on AI are talking about. And they can do anything which a human can do, or maybe even more than human thought processes. And that's where the uh, ideology or AGI in over the world has not made a bit of progress. However, the results are positive. In case of current pandemic situations also, AGI is helping automating the operational processes in healthcare industry, which is creating a fantastic job. However, the rapid progress in ANI has caused or has basically forced people to think that there is a lot of progress in AI, and all of this will change the human behavior. It is true, there is progress, but that has caused people to falsely think that there might be a lot of progress in AGI as well, which basically leads to myth or irrational fears about clever robots, about world wars, about humanity. All that is not true at all. The whole objective of AGI is basically to build and help humans which can think on human intelligence segmentation. However, an important point to note here, and to create AGI segment will certainly going to take time, but it is an exciting goal where we are making progress, but with slow and steady by evaluating it in 360 degrees. It requires a lot of breakthroughs. It requires a lot of data. It requires hundreds of years or even thousands of years of data to be manipulated. And that's where ANI and AGI is the fundamental concept which I want all of us to be aware of. One more myth in a general terms I have heard on is AI will take a lot of jobs. However, guys, let's not believe it. Whether you are a whether you are a professor or a student or a clerk or an administrative person, anybody, AI will not take your job if you upskill yourself. AI is there to help you guys. We all have to upskill and govern the implementation of AI overall and understand it. But what is AI? How do we term it as? Yes, we all know that's it, artificial intelligence. But from where the term machine learning comes into the picture? From where is learning today? When we say automation, or when we say machine learning, or even when we talk about artificial intelligence, all of this has to be governed with certain input. We all understand the standard framework where we will have to give some input and then only we can receive an output. Now, when it comes to machine learning, humans, people like us, will teach machine that these are the standard procedures. This is the data of last 1 year, 2 year, 10 year, 20 years. Based on that, based on the data, start behaving it. So, ultimate responsibility lies between us. If we teach correct things, machine will do correct things. If we teach inappropriate things, machine will do inappropriate things. And that's where machine learning is further framework with artificial intelligence, because machine learning is very important component of artificial intelligence projects. So machine learning further is divided into multiple learning algorithms, and one of it is supervised learning algorithm. So this type of segment, as I said, takes an input, converts into some transformations which happens, and then the script or segmentation or recognition is done. So that's based on the learning inputs which we provide. Similarly, these are a few examples which are talking about supervised learning with machine learning algorithms, which is speech recognition systems or translation of languages by default with the machine translation frameworks which are available. So you train the algorithm and then you give the framework. We have created the algorithms, and the most important part is we are creating it not only grammatically correct but also correct from the dialect perspective also, and that has is making multiple changes. So there are multiple examples like this and large platforms in which a piece of machine learning combines with AI to do some intelligence on a particular product and work overall. And that's where radars, self-driving cars are also are also a reality these days. If you want to build a self-driving car, we must incorporate image and motion sensors accordingly, and that's where it talks about identifying the position, identifying the direction, identifying the motion, identifying the sensors which are happening, sensual aspects which are happening around the car. And all of this is framework with the application framework, where we have trained them that if there is someone in left, probably we will have to take or make a distance of 2 feet from every car which is on the road. All of these is programmed, and these are few examples where supervised learning takes place. And these were about normal. So no industry is behind here. You talk about manufacturing, you talk about retail, you talk about telecom. I would like to emphasize on telecom more, because the transition of networks and customers across the globe from a 1G network to 5G network, sorry, has been phenomenal. And handling that phenomenal change dynamically was actually a challenge, and which has handled very carefully with bots which are created and applied on various segments. So all of these examples which we just talked about comes from the first part, wherein these all set of AI are called are which come under supervised learning, which learns input to output or A to B mappings, and based on the input, the output has been defined. However, all of this is compared or binded with data. Because when we plan to train, it is all about data. So it is very important for all of us to understand what our data is, what are the parameters that we are using, and what are happening initially, but networks with various k-means components with flows, and that's where the performance of AI applied to real time has been increased. And that basically is because the data, the data kept on increasing. So let's say in uh, first phase, I had data of 10 records, but based on 10 records, I predicted something, however, which was 50% accurate. Probably a few years back, instead of 10, I have 20 records and results, which has given and improved my accuracy. And that's how the growth of data has played a very important role. And that's something which talks about the complete framework of AI, which starts fundamentally with the data. Now, when I say data, it is not only storage in the databases, but it is also processing that data. It is also retrieving that data, making it highly available. So, the complete rise in the entire fast computers and processors with GPUs about AI, we talked about machine learning. We also talked about data mappings is what we were, oh, sorry, or what enables machine learning to work so well. All of these are a few important questions which will and that data could be in any format. If I have to give you an example of the data segmentation overall, which has happened, if I have to give you the statistics, the, the amount of data which was generated in the entire world in last 10 years is same is equal to amount of data which is generated in last 3 months, and that's the phenomenal change which is happening in data and helping us to improve the accuracy of all our AI algorithms. So this is one static and simple example that if somebody wants to buy a house and we are trying to do analysis and we have sizes of a house and prices based on our size, which is input, the rate will be identified. And that's how the structure is being created. So it is all about input. So in the first phase, we talked about into our input, which will further change the output or the probable options. And all of these is unique with every business segment. It's up to us to decide what is A and what is B. And you will have to decide what output you are expecting and then input the correct parameters which will help us to derive these output. And that basically creates a fantastic AI algorithm for everyone in the industry. Even in uh, day-to-day activities, even in normal life, we all apply AI, cultivated or stored in any servers or databases, and the processing fees or processing speed, which plays an important role overall, is non-comparable. So even if you are a normal person who is going to buy a vegetable in the market, will also have data of buying a particular vegetable from that place for last 1 year or last 3 months, and based on your experience you will tell, okay, I have bought it for XYZ value, and now why are you asking for ABC value? And it's all that, it's all that, nothing else. Just the way to execute it in a machine is complicated. Otherwise, for a layman, artificial intelligence is nothing but what a person is doing in their day-to-day life, with the memories, with the thought processes which govern our mind and our action items. This is one more example with the data set segments to check whether it's cat. So, as I said, there could be multiple examples. One example we just saw on the data and input output. Second example could be image recognition, speech recognition, to define and put. Have, if I name this as cat 10 times and take all these segments and teach machine that if you see some creature like this, it's cat, it will certainly give me an output of as a cat. So what's cat and what's not, which is also acquiring correct data based on the user segments, which creates the behavior of humans. All of these are various examples with which input and output of data comes with the picture. Yeah, this is very important part. So it is very important for all of us to understand from where and what we are getting data, whether it's a computer vision or image, list of image data sets, or it's self-driving cars, all speech recognition data sets, or medical imaging data sets, your x-rays or reports, which are by default integrated with AI. All of these overall. As rightly pointed out by most of the people, yes, there are misuses also. And these misuses has to be rectified or has to be handled with the applications. So one of the case of misuse or a wrong approach is mentioned here as if you want a product, give me a time of 3 years and I'll have a perfect data set and we'll do AI then. However, you end up paying for 3 years and you get something which you never expected. And that's the approach which will not work. However, it have to work within the small chunks to build a AI team to design the data flow segments, to design the architectures, to design the integration APIs, which will include the neural algorithms or K3 algorithms based on the need. So it is very important for us to understand and create these values. So this is one more example on controlling or managing the data, getting the information data and converting it to appropriate information in a factory based on preventive maintenances which needs to be done. And all of these are something which will play an important role segments. Second, a case study of misuses could be, I have a lot of data and what can we do or can we make something valuable out of it? However, it's not, the thought process should not be what can we make from the valuable. It is from business, it is from a normal person. It should come that I want to achieve X. To achieve X, what can I do with this data? And that sets the right perspective and the platform. So what happens is when we talk about data, machine learning, and AI, there are a hell lot of dimensions. There are a lot of measures. There are a lot of facts which needs to be inculcated in the system for AI to perform and cultivated in. So that's something overall about what AI and how AI can be useful for everyone in day-to-day life. I've tried to simplify it and kept it non-technical so that all of us can understand the fundamentals of thought process of AI and not the technology. Thank you very much. Any questions, please feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. And we have among us Dr. Dilip. He wants to ask you a small question, sir. Dr. Dilip? Hello? Hello, Dr. Dilip?
Hello.
Yes, sir. You may ask your question, sir.
I just like the presentation.
Thank you so much,
It
sir.
was a nice presentation. I have already saved all the web links shown in the PPT, which are having data for publicly used for research. I have saved all those.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys. What I'll do is because of the time constraint, I have kept it very small and crisp and clear. The entire topic, which is data for everyone, is something which I conduct for 4 hours, and that's where we talk about a lot of examples. However, I'll share the presentation with Sophia, and if needed, you can take over. It's a bunch of 135 slides, and if needed, you can connect back to me if you have any queries on that.
Thank you so much, sir. I would like to share one thing with the audience. Sir has connected us online since 2 o'clock as per Indian Standard Time, and now currently he's talking from US. So just because for this session he has to get up too early, sir, extremely sorry from our side to keep you waiting for more than 3 hours. And definitely we'll be connecting in future also. Once again, thank you all.
No problem. Thank you very
Will
much.
you please share the slides, madam?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sir will be sending it to me. I will send to all the participants.
Okay. Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been a pleasure to have you amongst us. And it was very informative, and especially the platforms, the data platforms, the links that you have shared with us will definitely benefit the researchers and the faculties who are here with us today. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I now hand over the session to Mrs. Shelly Khurana. Ma'am, please take over.
Thank you, ma'am. So I hope you all are enjoying today's summit. We have reached towards the end of the session. Our last speaker for the day is Mr. Uppal Chakraborty. Welcome, sir. Mr. Chakraborty is an eminent data scientist, AI researcher, and strategist. He's having more than 2 decades of industry experience, including working as a principal architect in L&T, Infotech, IBM, Capgemini, and other MNCs. Currently, he is the head of artificial intelligence at Yes Bank. He is well known for his vast knowledge on artificial intelligence, IoT, Agile, and Lean all around the world. He is the author of bestseller Artificial Intelligence